Payday. You want payday? I know that Canelo Alvarez says that Terence Crawford really should have lost when he fought Israel Madrimov, his first fight at 154. Man, these dudes do not know how to sell a fight. In this video, I'm going to break down my thoughts and give you the rundown, what was said, all that good stuff. Now, Canelo Alvarez is preparing for his upcoming fight with William Skull, a fight that nobody has asked for. Nobody wanted this fight, yet here we are. He spoke on Terence Crawford for whatever reason in a brand new interview with UK media, and he says, quote, "For me, I think Crawford lost. He lost the fight or a draw. It could be the other side, but he knows why there's weight classes," right? So he's telling you right then and there that Terence Crawford didn't deserve to win his first fight at 154. These dudes do not know how to sell a fight, bro. Because your boy Ego, I've been on record stating that for me, I didn't even really want to see this fight between Canelo and Terence Crawford because of the weight. And then now with Canelo saying this, I mean, basically the opponent is agreeing with me. You have Canelo Alvarez who's saying, and he's been saying, weight classes exist for a reason. The same thing Boxer Ego has been saying. And now he's saying that his first foray at 154 pounds, Crawford should have lost, or at least it should have been a draw for Israel Madrimov. Another reason why I personally feel that is bad is because Canelo Alvarez is saying that, and he's said to be the September opponent. And we had another fighter, a Mexican-American fighter, in Virgil Ortiz Jr., and he just fought the same guy right after Crawford, and I thought he beat him more thoroughly. He had Madrimov. See, what I noticed, the difference that I noticed between the two fights with Terence Crawford and Virgil Ortiz, different style of fight for sure. Crawford, very educated, very skilled, but Crawford had to rally in the late rounds. So he had to like make some things pop and put his foot on the gas. I mean, which is cool. Get the win the best way you know how to. That's the name of the game. Terence Crawford did that, and he beat Madrimov. However, it wasn't the type of performance for me that inspires and makes me feel, hey, this guy should add on another 14 pounds and fight Canelo Alvarez, who has one of the strongest chins in boxing. I mean, just think about it. When is the last time Canelo got knocked out, knocked down, or you seen him super badly staggered? He fought Kovalev at 75, Dmitry Bivol at 75. He fought top guys at 160, like Danny Jacobs. He fought Julio Cesar Chavez. His first fight from 154, he fought Chavez Jr. at 164.5, who's getting ready to face Logan Paul's brother, Jake Paul, right? So he's fought, obviously, Gennady Golovkin. Hey, no, guys, hey, Max is guys' punch is nothing. Tick, 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 nothing. Right? So what gives the Crawford Bud Buddies this belief that he's the one to stop Canelo, not beat? Because some people are saying he can beat Crawford by decision, but I'm seeing a lot of Crawford fans and Bud Buddies who are saying that Canelo will get stopped by Terence Crawford. And for me, I don't really see that. Win, I guess that's possible, but I still don't see that. But as far as stopping Canelo, I really don't see that. So for me, I would have had to see a whole lot more from the fight with Madrimov for me to even buy into the Canelo Crawford fight, right? You got to look at these fights almost as an audition. It's an audition tape. So you want to hype up your next fight, you kind of got to look good. Boxing is a what have you done for me lately type of sport. So you got to get through what you got to get through before you get to the next level and make people want to see what's up next, right? And if you can't do that convincingly, which I don't think Terence Crawford truly did. Like me, I personally don't have a problem with him winning and saying he won the fight because, again, I think he had a rally. But had it not been for the rally and him stepping on the gas, he could have lost the fight. But there are fans, like realistic fans. When I'm talking about fans, I'm not talking about like old media, the resistance, who they're willing to say anything. I'm talking about like credible fans with realistic perspectives. I don't think it's unrealistic to say that Madrimov could have won or even had a draw, right? Because let's not kid ourselves. It wasn't this Errol Spence type of performance from Terence Crawford. In fact, you got Canelo Alvarez saying the same thing. He's saying that Crawford really should have lost or at least a draw. And him saying this, to me, lessens the fight and it makes it sound even stupider. Like I said at the beginning, this is not a proper way to sell a fight. Like, you have to build up your opponent and make people want to purchase the pay-per-view, make people want to buy tickets to your show. Canelo is, in essence, essentially doing the opposite, saying weight classes exist for a reason. Terence Crawford don't belong in my weight class, and to boot, he shouldn't have even won his last fight. How does that make anybody with a brain want to see this fight? The only, I guess you could say, upside is the fact of curiosity and the fact that Crawford is a good fighter and the two guys have names, you know, Canelo being the biggest, but Crawford has still, you know, garnered a name in the sport. So I guess that's the allure for some people, is that it's two name fights, but this is not wrestling. This is not WrestleMania. So I could live without that and I would rather live without that in order to see realistic fights that make sense. Canelo very well should be fighting David Benavidez, not Crawford. And he's pretty much telling you that. And it's foolish that Turkey and Ring or whatever are even willing to pay for this type of fight. I just don't think it's going to be the event that they're expecting and anticipating for it to be. You know what I mean? I don't know, because Crawford is pretty respectful. Canelo's pretty respectful, unless you like get under their skin like Caleb Plant did. So it'll probably be a boring build-up where you got two guys who kind of respect the other person and they're not really trash talking. And then you got the whole weight scenario. Again, I would have different thoughts if it wasn't for weight, but I don't live in a fake fantasy world where I'm going to pretend that I don't have all the data points that I have in order to change or sway the commentary. It is what it is.